The Sharks are through to a prelim and there's a sense of confidence building in the Shire.
We really sat down and had an open conversation and spoke about where we want to be and how we want our season to look. And that conversation did, sort of kickstart us into gear. And, outside of us, we can't control what the stories are, or we know where we want to be and where we want to achieve. And I'm really enjoying, preparing well and putting our best foot forward.
I think that the boys are drawing belief within our performances, and yeah, like you said, no one's really giving us a shot, but it's all just noise, and I don't really know if anyone really sort of cared about the underdog tag that we got given, but yeah, look, I just know that the boys are in here thriving. I'm gonna have to go down there and try and make it a good fight, and hopefully come away with the 2 points.
The Sharks are flexing their muscles and getting better by the week. 5 wins in a row, 9 from their last 10. Are they, Reedy, defying the critics?
Well, they are because they're winning, right, Braith? But tell you what, they've had a charmed life in the last couple of weeks.
Hang on. You're still not giving them credit.
No, I'll give them credit. They've won, but I'm just saying.
You are the rugby league Grinch.
They played the Roosters in week 1 of the finals. The Roosters were bang average, with the worst performance for a couple of months. Yep. They go to Canberra last weekend. Ethan Strange, their best player, arguably their best player, gets ruled out in the morning of the game. I'm just saying at the moment, they won, I think, 7 of the last 8 in the regular season, and it was a soft run.
So they've got a soft draw too now. Every team's
what
got
I'm
a soft
saying
draw.
is they're living a charmed life at the moment.
You don't think that they've gone up? Because I didn't have... I said last week, I don't think they can win the comp. Yeah. After the weekend, I've changed my mind. I don't have them as favourites, mind you, but I think that it's possible now. You don't even think that?
No, I think Melbourne should be reasonably...
the last 3 weeks,
last week.
Brent, in the last 3 weeks, against Bulldogs, Roosters and Canberra, they've conceded less than 10 points a game on average. That is...
Canberra, their best player missing.
Hold on. What about the Roosters? They stormed
the Roosters were diabolical. Did you watch that game?
Who made them play diabolical?
I think they made themselves play diabolical.
You don't think the Cronulla defence made them play diabolical? What about the week before when they kept Canterbury to 6 points? Your team...
You told me they're in crisis.
No, I'm not.
You said Canterbury in crisis. They're hopeless.
Well, no, I think
so. How do you saying that's a great win?
I didn't say they're in crisis at all. Don't put words into my mouth. I said Cameron Serrao stuffed it up by changing his entire spine.
Can we move on?
No, can I say Niko's... I'll tell you who's playing, who I think's answered the critics the last 2 weeks, Niko Hynes. Yeah. I think he's been magnificent.
But they can't win the comp.
No, because they're going to Melbourne.
I think, on Niko, I thought that was a real moment for him, that game on the weekend. Like, yes, he's had his critics, and for good reason, all right? Yeah. For good reason. But on the weekend, with all the pressure on him, Gordy, going down to Canberra, he delivered.
Well, Canberra, the way they played last week, I thought it was outstanding. A little bit flat in hindsight. They probably didn't recover the way that they would have liked. Niko Hynes, that try when... Trindle goes across and he runs that line and played what was in front of him. That's a moment. That's a finals moment. That's a playmaker's moment.
I'll tell you why they're still alive. They had a trusting coach, knowing when there were bumpy spots during the year and mid-year, he stuck with those 2 halves.
He's done a great job.
No, he really has. And as I've said in this show before, they've used less players than any other club in the comp. Because he's backed himself, he's backed Steve Price, and he's backed Josh Hannay to get that little bit more out of the players and bring Fanua Blake into the side.
It's an interesting one, because they were playing, it was a bit monotonous there for a while, and Brady does bring up some valid points. The Roosters...
Well, name me one.
The Roosters were diabolical, they were.
But they weren't allowed to play well.
Let me finish. Like, I've got to say, and because unlike Brady, I will admit if I get it wrong. I said they were no chance last week, but after the weekend, and I think they are, like, their pack is playing great. Yeah. They're fit. They've got no injuries. They've got the same team, like you said, same combinations.
McGuinness is out, their captain's out.
Exactly, but the key is to But the key for them is not only are they fit, forward pack firing, and in form, full of confidence, but they're halves. They're halves. Both of them played well on the weekend. Both of them combined well, and this is what they're going to need to do to lift that trophy.
They're playing physical too, Braith. That's the other thing with Niko, particularly defensively. I think he's been great the last couple of weeks. The other thing is, I think arguably they're the best coach team in the comp. There's not many coaches at the moment who are doing a better job than Craig Fitzgibbon. I mean, he's getting everything out of that side at the moment.
So right this morning, Braith, they have no Origin players. I know they've got some Pacific Islanders who played
Come on.
Well, argue with Dave Riccio. He wrote a good story. You need
It was a
5
great story,
Origin
but they got lots of
players,
rep players. Come on.
So they have no Origin players. They have no high performance centre. Their home ground's a pile of poop. You know, mate, it is. And the fact that with these limited resources, less than anyone else in the comp, that he's got them with a chance to knock off Melt is great coaching.
A lot of teams lose the comp with high performance.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. A pile of poop, that had me. All right.